Hi, I'm Laura and this is Picture and Trophy. And today I'm going to be showing you my first week and a little bit over of Inktober. It is day one of Inktober. So Inktober is a month-long challenge where you draw something out of ink every single day within October. So each day technically has a challenge. This is all of them if you were wondering and wanted to participate. I know this is gonna be shown a couple of days into week one, so this is a bit late. You can always start part of the way through. That would be awesome. So it's really fun. So for day one, the challenge is ring. But before I can do that, I need to open a package that I got today from Amazon. And I wanted to keep all of my challenge drawings within one container. So the rule is that you have to draw something of ink every single day, and the only part that is allowed to not be ink is you're allowed to sketch in pencil underneath the final ink drawing, so you can do a sketch and then ink over top. So now let's see what I got to draw. And so I've never got one of these before. I usually don't buy stuff like this online, but I couldn't get to a store. So I think this is a great size for what I want to do. It's a cute little sketchbook and it's supposed to be mixed media. It's supposed to be mixed media. So this was the cheapest one on Amazon. I like how it feels in my hands and I like the size. And the paper is nice and thick and I have the option to take it out if I want to. So I don't know if I'm gonna draw on both sides of each page or if I'm gonna stick to one on each. I think I might leave the first page open for like a little title page that I'll do later on, but right now I need to do my day one thing. So I realize I don't really have much to draw with ink since I actually don't draw with ink that much. So I don't expect this to be amazing. But to do this, I went into the main room and looted it. So I got two regular pens, a black Sharpie because this needs the color black, and I actually found something really nice, and that is Prismacolor Premier brush tip markers. So those are actually, I think, pretty good and intended for drawing. And if you look at the tip, there's like a fancy tip that actually kind of goes with you. I'm not sure if you can tell, but yeah. So these would be good for drawing, especially in color. The first one I'm intend to draw is not super in color, and even then these are kind of limiting colors, but I think this is a good start and let's hope it turns out good. And if not, I think this will be a great excuse to talk about some of my story ideas. I don't plan on doing the same story idea each day, so it'll be super fun to explain why I'm drawing these things and what they have to do with different ideas, and also just improve my drawing skills specifically with ink, which I honestly never really draw with ink that much. So let's see how this goes. First, I did the title page. I kind of just wanted to do something really quick and easy, so I did quick bubble letters, and then I accidentally had it bleed through because I actually did the cover page after my first one. And so you can see right here, I drew a test for the first one, which bled through to the title page. So I had to think of something to put there so the book is kind of the right shape, and that was the first thing I thought of. And then I did some pens labeled ink with swirly designs and a heart that says art. So pretty quick, simple, little stars on the side. I felt cute, and yeah. So at first I was trying to do all of them based on story ideas, which I realized eventually wasn't gonna work out. But however, the first one was a story idea and I thought it was pretty good. And this is a drawing I've done many times before, and that is of Sonia. She has a ring on her one finger, and then she's covering one eye where the ring would sort of be where her eye was. And then you see the other half of her face. It's meant to be black and white with only the ring being colored, and I'm debating whether or not to color her other eye. But this is sort of another practice one. I don't really use ink that much, so I didn't know how to make the hair visible when it was pure black. So I kind of just did the shiny part and scribbled it in with a pen, which somewhat worked. But overall, this was more practicing drawing something realistic with a pen. I shaded this one, which I haven't really done with the other ones. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. And however, this is definitely not the final version of this drawing that I've been trying multiple times to make. I want to make a big one out of charcoal, and I also want to frame her face better because the ring's obviously higher up on her finger because I needed it to overlap where her eye would be, and I didn't really feel like taking that many pictures. This is based on a photo of myself, so I kind of just went with one and then put the ring wherever it needed to be. So yeah, this is not the final one of it, but I think it turned out pretty good, and it's definitely the most realistic one I've done for Inktober. It's kind of not been this elaborate since then. Then the next one is based on a current story I was writing. However, I might go back to the one with Sonia. But anyway, this one is a zombie one where there's a girl trapped in a tower. So I just drew the scene of it. I tried to use minimal coloring. I haven't really colored in my skin in yet, just because I don't really have a good marker for that, and I don't want to mess it up. But yeah, so I colored in the door, which I think makes her stand out better, and most of it's black and white, just like besides the shoes and the zombie in the background. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. I added a lot of details, and this is kind of my usual cartoony style, I would say. I don't think it's as cutesy or like well done as a lot of other people's, but I think it turned out well. And obviously she's somewhat starving to death, which is why I made the little like gaunt looking things and had her shirt be kind of baggy. And yeah, so I think it turned out pretty good and I like it. Now, the next one is my worst one so far, which I don't think I recorded making it, or I did, I deleted it. But yeah, it was for bait. So I was like, what do I have in this story related to bait? I do have a alien creature inspired by the anglerfish. So then I drew this scene. I'm not sure if you can tell that good. I have photos of it if you need to, but yeah. So I kind of drew it and I just scribbled blue all over it to make it look underwater. And you can see the girl and the little squiggly are male anglerfish. See, that's the bait. That's how it's related. So yeah. And then I kind of like tried to draw something here and I scribbled it out. Then I drew the anglerfish again without covering it up. I think this one's face is better though. I just love that face. Like, look at that beautiful face. Versus like this one. It's okay. I prefer this one still. And then I drew a worm on the hook. But yeah, this is the only part I posted though. So yeah, and as you can see, it's inside of a location. There's the exit and there's a sidewalk. So it's not the ocean. She just fell down there. And then the next one, I don't remember if I recorded this one. I think I did. So this one I decided just to do with one singular pen. And it was not meant to be super polished, but I had an idea for it. This one is the first one not based on a story idea, and I think it's also I haven't done any based on a story idea for a bit. Most of them are not at this point because I realized it's kind of difficult, but yeah. So for freeze, I drew this snowy landscape, and then a girl who at first it's like, oh, she might be passed out, and then I kept drawing, and you realize, oh no, wait. That's where it goes. So I thought this was a really cool idea for one, and it was kind of hard to do with one thing. I tried to get the trees to look like there's snow on them just by not really completing the tops, like making them a bit unfinished, and I think it worked out fairly well from a distance. I definitely wouldn't say this is a polished thing, but I really like it, and I think I looked at a model for the girl on the ground, which definitely helped because it got the proportions better, and I think that I like the line art for the characters, and overall I enjoy it. Even if it's not the most polished one, I do really like how this turned out. Then for day 5 with the build, I actually was doing training, so I didn't have time to do it. But luckily I did 2 things out of ink, and they were both related to organisms. One was a human body and one was an egg. So I felt like that cells are the building blocks for life. So I thought what I did was good enough, and I kind of used it for that. So you can see I'm wearing the shirt for it. I like how it turned out. I think you can see it. It's like sort of all the this is all the organs that build up your body, make up your body. And yeah, so I really like how it turned out, and I think it's cool, and I'm definitely gonna wear this in general. But yeah, so this was the main one I did, and then I also colored in a little egg for another class I took. So I did this in a class practicing it to teach kids. This class, so I was like a student, but I'm going to teach this now. And then I also did this one, and I blew out the yolk so I could keep the egg, and it's a bit smeared now, but yeah, it's a little platypus. And you know, eggs are where the cells like come together and make the creature, so I thought it fit. It's fine. I think it fits. And then I didn't want to leave a blank space out on my notebook, so I kind of just drew what I made. Obviously, this is like a super derpy version of that, and then this is like a quick derpy sketch of that. I definitely think the actual physical ones I made are better, but I wanted to add something. Then for husky, I honestly couldn't think of anything besides an actual husky or a husky dude, and I'd rather draw a husky, so I just looked up a photo of a cute baby husky, and this is what they turned out. I really like how it is. I think it's really cute, and it was pretty simple to make and quick because I did not do this on the 6th day. So this one and the other ones I all did on the 9th day because I just have been working on them, but I want to fill up the notebook, so even though I kind of messed up the whole point of the challenge, I still want to draw this right amount of pictures, if that makes sense. So then for Enchanted, I did a magical creature character from all my stories. This is the only other one with one of my stories, so you can see I kind of just drew, and you can't really tell, it's not really that enchanting, but she has kind of gold to red eyes and then has fangs, and that's about it. I honestly couldn't think of anything. I didn't feel like drawing a landscape because personally I find it much more easier, and what I'm more naturally drawn to is drawing the figures. So drawing a puppy or drawing the face at the beginning is fun. That's what I enjoy more versus like landscape things with the giant fish, which is why it turned out bad because I always get bored doing landscape. And then for Frail, this is what I thought of, kind of inspired by my egg. It's a little chick coming out of an egg, and I think it's so adorable, and I really like it. It's so cute. I definitely think this one and the husky are my favorite ones I did today. The last one I drew is for Swing, and this was the only idea I could come up with. This is definitely very cartoony, quickly done. I didn't work too hard to make it that elaborate, but it's a girl swinging on a snake, as you do. I think it's kind of cute. This is definitely a cartoonier one, usually more cartoony I would say than my even regular more cartoony style. But yeah, I like how it turned out. I think the snake is adorable. I think that's my favorite part. And I kind of like the concept of it. Don't know if the snake's like in her friends or if it's going to eat her. Tell me which one you think it is. But yeah, so that's my quick Inktober thing of everything I've done so far. First 9 days, so woo! I'll probably be posting this on the 10th. But yeah, so that's it so far. I would love to hear how yours is going. I definitely got behind for some of them, but you know, whatever, it's all for fun. And the part of the reason why I wasn't working on it the last 2 days is because I was writing, which honestly, that's more important for me to get done than drawing, so I still consider it a win. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'd love to hear how yours is going. Again, I hope you enjoyed some of them. They're very different styles. Like I would say, like this one versus the first one versus the last one I've done so far are super different. So I definitely think that that's kind of fun to try different things. So yeah. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you think about this, and I'll see you Later.